Good afternoon, everybody. Pigskin Pete here. Happy Monday to everybody. Today is the day I'm going to do my Super Bowl preview. It's no secret if you know me from watching any of my videos that I'm not a Patriots fan. I do think they're going to win the game. The same reason I think they're going to win virtually every playoff game they're in is because they are a dynasty. And Tom Brady is arguably the best quarterback to ever play the game. Bill Belichick is arguably the best head football coach to ever coach in the game. And as long as those two are together and before Tom Brady starts falling apart at some point, it's inevitable. He's 40 years old, but he's still playing as good or better than any quarterback in the league. There's one thing, your body falls apart, but this doesn't at 40 years old. He wins games with this. He's definitely the smartest quarterback to be playing the game right now. His whole career, he has taken what would be considered average to mediocre players on offense, especially receivers, and turned them into superstars. You may know a lot of these players, especially if you really follow the NFL or you follow football, period. Now, the good news is, I'm going to be pulling for the Eagles. Now, I'm not a fan of the Eagles either, by any stretch of the imagination. I would like to see the Eagles win. I'd like to see them dethrone the Patriots. I'd like to see them win their first Super Bowl. I think the fans there deserve it. And in these situations, if I don't have a dog in the fight, no pun intended for these dog masks, then I'm going to always pull for the underdog. Last year, as much as I don't like the Falcons, because I'm a Panthers fan, I was pulling for the Falcons. So you get where I'm going with this. I'm pulling for the Eagles. Now, I do think they do have a shot to get this thing done, despite the fact that they're playing against the Patriots and despite the fact that they have Nick Foles at quarterback and not Carson Wentz. I don't think it can be understated the job that Peterson's done there as a head coach. I'll be the first to admit, whenever Carson Wentz went down, what was that, week 11? 10, something like that. Anyways, that I was like stick a fork in them because the Eagles at that time were playing the best football in the NFL, better than anybody. And when he went down, I didn't think there was any chance that they would even get to the Super Bowl, much less have a shot to win it. The thing that gives them a chance to win this thing is not Nick Foles. Nick Foles has the ability to possibly lose this game for them. I don't think he'll be the one that wins it for them if they do win. If they win, it's going to be on defense. Fletcher Cox, that entire defensive line is nasty. And everybody knows that Tom Brady's one weakness, he's not a mobile guy. He's extremely accurate with his arm. He's extremely smart at dissecting the defense and fooling the defense and spreading the ball around. But he does not handle pressure well. If you can get in his face, that's the one way you can neutralize all his other abilities, is to keep him under pressure. I think the Eagles have a better shot at doing that as anybody in the league does. Now, on offense for the Eagles, this is going to be a LeGarrette Blount and Jay Ajayi show. The receivers, whether it's Jeffrey or Aguilar or Ertz, will play a part in this. I expect that since Bill Belichick takes away your best threat, I would consider Ajayi and Ertz to be your two biggest threats, your two most explosive players on the Eagles' offense. So I don't think you'll see probably a whole lot of production out of them, not like you would expect. You'll have some of these other players, whether it's Clements, for example, maybe step up and have a big game. Because, like I said, the Patriots are going to take away your best threat. That's what they do. That's what Bill Belichick is known to do. He's going to key in on certain players and say, if you're going to beat us, you're not going to beat us with these guys. And that's what makes it so hard to beat them, because he takes away your best threat. And they make you beat them in unconventional ways that you're not used to. Now, I will say, it is a huge plus for the Eagles to have LeGarrette Blount on their team. also Chris Long. Both these players played for the Patriots last year and won a Super Bowl. They both know that organization well. They know their tendencies. Even though it's on the different side of the ball, they can share with the Eagles defense a lot of things to help against that Patriot offense. Now, telling them what their tendencies are and actually stopping that from happening are two completely different things. I believe this is probably going to be, believe it or not, a pretty high-scoring game. Even though the Eagles have a great defense, I think that you're going to see somewhere in the range of 30 to 26, 35 to 28, 35 to 31, something like that. Let's just say over 60 points total scored in this game. What you saw last week when the Patriots played the Jaguars had them right where they wanted. The Patriots go out there and just pick them apart in the second half. That's what Tom Brady does, second half adjustments. You can't get comfortable. You can't start getting timid and trying to protect your lead. You've got to go for the dagger. And that's what Jacksonville couldn't do. Luckily for the Eagles, I think that Nick Foles, even though he's a backup and Bortles is a starter for Jacksonville, I think Nick Foles is a better quarterback than Bortles is. He's definitely a better passer of the ball, and that's really the key to this, because you have a dynamic running game in Blunt and Ajayi, but you can't you can't be one-dimensional against the Patriots. So the play-action pass is going to open up things. You're going to have to try to confuse that Patriots defense and keep them on their heels and stay as balanced as possible. You can't be pass-heavy or run-heavy. And you can't be comfortable with any lead. And if you do have the lead, don't be changing your game plan. At the end of the day, I'm not putting anything that has any value to me in my life, whether it be money or anything else, betting against the Patriots in a Super Bowl. And not because I think that the refs have anything to do with it. I think the refs could give a crap who wins this game. My official score prediction for this game is going to be a close game, I think. Closer than people think. I don't think anybody's getting blown out on either side of the ball. Well, the Patriots definitely aren't getting blown out. As long as they have Brady at quarterback, they're not getting blown out. Haven't heard any official news on Rob Gronkowski. They keep, this is what the Patriots do. This is part of the mind game they play with their opponents. They're real vague. They do weird things with their injury reports. They're known for this. You had the whole glove gate thing last week where they wouldn't really tell you what was wrong with his hand until like right before the game. He was wearing gloves. They didn't want you to see how bad the injury was. They wanted you to guess. They're saying that Rob Gronkowski is still a game-time decision, or, well, you know what? He'll be playing, okay? You can count on that. Rob Gronkowski will be playing, and as long as Gronk is in there, and you still have Cooks, Dion Lewis, the other guys, Hogan, the Patriots are going to be fine. And this presents a huge problem, even for the Eagles' defense, as good as them. They have to cover sideline to sideline. It's just such a tall task to completely neutralize Tom Brady and all those weapons around him. He's just too good. And at the end of the day, Tom Brady on one side with the best coach ever against Doug Peterson and Nick Foles. It is what it is. And I know as soon as this game's over with, if the Patriots win, which I think they will, we'll spend the next however many months, 8 months in the offseason, talking about how the NFL is rigged and blah, 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 blah. People that don't know anything about football and just want to say that Tom Brady wears number 12 and, I don't know. I'm sure his number has something to do with it. The amount of times that he scratches his, nose during the game is a conspiracy. If he picks his butt at some point, he has a wedgie, that'll be a conspiracy. You know, somebody will find something. Add up Tom Brady's number, jersey number, and Gronkowski's, and that's going to come out to some kind of magical number that means something to somebody has one brain cell. So anyway, I'm going with the Patriots. I'm going to say final score 35-28, New England. And Tom Brady will be immortalized when he wins this game in history as the greatest player to ever play in the NFL. Bill Belichick will be the greatest coach that ever coached in the NFL. So anyway, go Eagles. I'll be pulling for you. Don't let me down. If the Eagles win this game, are they going to put a statue of Nick Foles in the city of brotherly love? I don't know. That would be weird. That would be real weird. But I think they would. Maybe they put the two statues. One of Wentz and Foles. And maybe they'll actually be holding hands. Like brothers who are in love. Brotherly love. Because it took both of them to get there. So, anyway. Down with the Patriots. But don't count on it. Pigskin Pete checking out.